Hey there, friends, and welcome to your Lucid Living Show, where you join and participate with us in our essential conversations with ordinary people achieving the extraordinary. The Lucid Living Show is brought to you and sponsored by the mindfulnessadvantage.com, and our wingman and producer is Ande Brine of hangouttribes.com. Thank you for staying with us for the next hour. This is our final and sixth episode of the Lucid Living Show's premiere series, 6 Steps to Claiming and Cultivating Your Greater Purpose and Presence. We'll be bringing our 5 featured guests and our producer, Ande Brine, on in just a few moments, right after a short programming note and our opening segment, First Words. The Lucid Living Show will be on hiatus next week during Thanksgiving and returns Tuesday, December 2nd for our new 4-week series, No Ordinary Moments. We look forward to you joining us and bringing the fire, friends. And now it's time for First Words. Today we come to a place of completions. It is also a day and a place for great beginnings. This is your story. This is your hero's or shero's story, and it's our story and journey to share with you as well. Welcome, friends, to our new playground. As visionaries, leaders, dreamers, imagineers, and makers, quite often we receive our inspiration as some great bolt of lightning, a force and source so much larger than ourselves that to truly own and embrace our vision, we are required to call up the entirety of our courage. We are required to resurrect and renew our original and sacred partnership with our own hearts, with our beloved, and forge ahead in faith and fire. Then there is the slow burn. Your vision and dream that starts with a simple feeling, an elegant idea, and flash of foresight. It begins for you as a single solitary spark in the crucible, your heart. Your spark smolders and glows as you lend it life and breath and love until one day it grows into flame, and from flame into your fire. Any vision, any dream worthy of your imagination and consideration is worth your blazing for. We gather together here today to inspire you, to inspire ourselves and each other to greatness and gratitude, to claim your brilliance and beauty, and to claim your faith and strength, fragility, and your humanity. We are each and all perfectly imperfect, and that is and will always be enough. The call upon and be a miracle for someone else, for your world, or for yourself is to be a leader in your own right of vision and courage, to see, then create a sustainable strategy for reimagining and creating our new and better world in partnership together. We are required, one and all, to surrender our past to our past and to travel light. This is our time to give thanks together and stretch forward even further along our shared hero's journey. It's our time right now to reignite our fires of innovation, ideation, and inspiration for ourselves and for each other. Thank you, friends. Thank you for joining us all and bringing the fire. It has been my privilege for the past 5 weeks to share the air with such a fine group of friends, of sustainable strategists like Wayne Meador, of visionaries willing to hear and act upon a call to higher action and purpose like Lisa Engles, to collaborate with Ande Lyons in exploring our new vision of partnership and relationship with and for our beloved. Debra Oakland shared her stories of loss and grief and her miraculous way forward into embodying service and courage, while together Christine L. Bowen and I asked and imagined what makes you and I and we all visionary leaders. Along the way, our friend and visionary producer, Ande Brine, has been the steady hand and the gentle voice that holds it all together every week. For me, it has been nothing less than an adventure. And for you, I trust and pray, it has been too. So let's light this rocket and get this party started. If you will, please, join me in welcoming and giving thanks to our friends and featured guests as we circle back one more time to inspire you and to share in the invitation and celebration of gratefulness. Welcome back to the program, everybody.
Thanks for having us, George.
Thank you, George.
It's great to be here.
It's been a real pleasure to participate and be a part of this, so thank you.
Yes, thank you, George. This has just been an amazing little ride.
And we're just getting started. So let's begin. We've been sharing our stories and visions for 5 weeks. Now I am inviting you to be vulnerable and unvarnished and speak to what inspires you now. Speak to what inspires you and what challenges you may have encountered, and how well of a job are you doing scaring yourself? Because we all know if your dreams aren't big enough, you won't be scared. So anybody want to start, or do I get to pick somebody?
I'll jump up and say something.
All right.
You know, I want to take the audience back a little bit to a moment that we all had. I think Ande was missing, but the rest of us were talking, and Lisa was telling us a story about an experience that she had during a summit in Colorado. And, you know, she really hit home with me when she was basically talking about we may not always know what our purpose is or specifically what we need to do next, but if we're present in the moment and we put ourselves in the moment so that we can be utilized, then we will, and the universe will use us. And that, for me, is confirmation that it's okay for me to be imperfect and for me to just be real and not be so concerned about what's up next, but just be present. So I want to, that's something that came up as a result of us planning for this show, and I thought that really helped me, and I think it could help some more of the audience. But not only that, if we go about our looking at life from that mentality and from being okay with just simply being imperfect and doing everything that we can to fulfill the greater purpose, that whatever that fire is that you mentioned is in our hearts, then we are going to move forward and we are going to create sustainable change, and the community around us will grow. And I think we create that snowball effect, and that's one thing that I don't know, I just had that on my heart to mention in prep for the show. So
Thanks, Wayne, and well said and well remembered. Lisa, I want to ask you to speak to that, but before, Ande, what is perfection the thief of? Do you remember that post you made about a week ago?
Absolutely. It's actually, perfection is the adversary of creativity and progress, and that includes yourself. Worrying about you being perfect. First of all, you already are perfect, just who you are at this very moment in time. And then to allow everybody else their own imperfection in a perfect way. It's really the unfolding. Everyone is on their journey. And if you get really caught up in how things are supposed to look, it prevents you from revealing yourself more fully and having deeper connections with everyone around you. It really is the thief of joy because you get into comparing yourself.
So stop robbing yourself, friends. Lisa, please join in, and what can you add to our story today, especially specifically to what Wayne had remembered from our Friday prep session.
Yeah, great memory, Wayne. And thank you, George, for having me here and all of us here and bringing us together in this panel. This is really amazing to be on a panel with such amazing, beautiful people. So to speak to what Wayne was talking about and the Success Summit and some of the things that I took away from that, but more to speak to what Wayne was saying, to me, and this might seem a little bit like a tangent, but to show up and live our life and be successful is really about the ability to navigate living in paradox. So that, as Wayne was saying, that we can come in and have this idea or a vision of what we want, but at some point you actually have to have no vision in order to, so therein lies the paradox, right? Having a vision and knowing, okay, I want this, there's all these things out there in law of attraction and all of that metaphysical stuff about, oh, you must have a vision statement, you have to have a vision, you have to know where you're going. Yes, and you have to also be able to completely not know how that vision is going to manifest, so completely let go. So therein lies a paradox where you have to have vision on the one hand, and on the other hand you have to have no vision and be surrendered to that vision living itself through you and making itself clear through you. And this idea of perfectly imperfect, again, is a paradox, right? So as you're saying right in the beginning, and as Wayne alluded to already, this we are already perfect exactly as we are, and we're imperfect. It's a paradox. We can't experience success without also experiencing not success as well. So there's this navigating of the paradox. So not that really answers your question directly, but opens a space for some other type of conversation too.
Well, it plants seeds of conversation, and most importantly, it plants the seeds of inner inquiry. What does that mean to be in a paradox? First and foremost, for my personal practice of mindfulness, my outcome is to sit with my inner arguments, and particularly what we're speaking to as this inner paradox is, other than an argument, it's just a condition of our humanity. And that is, to reframe and rephrase, is that anybody who has a vision, and that means all of us, anybody who has a vision, the more we feed the fire of our vision, the greater and the longer our shadow will be cast. And for us to succeed, we have to make friends with both the fire and the shadow. That is the paradox, and that is our journey, whether we like it or not. Between life and death, our victories and our tragedies are a part of the map and the road. So moving forward, I posted something a couple of days ago called the Visionary Leader's Creed, which is, and I'm paraphrasing here, but we walk by faith, not by sight. And because we feed the fire of our vision illuminates our way forward. And typically, the faith that Wayne and Lisa are speaking about is when we are fully in and invested in our visions, then the only thing we're really concerned with primarily is our next step forward. And that's what our vision illuminates for us. We walk by faith, not by sight. That is trusting that you're in your outcome, that you fed your vision and refined your vision with such great specificity that you no longer are concerned with the how. There is a level of inertia and faith that propels us forward because we are operating from certainty. So let's bring in Christine L. Bowen, and what do you have to say about our stream of consciousness rant so far?
Greetings, Geo Boom, and welcome to everyone watching with us live and here on the panel. I'm truly grateful and honored to be sharing this platform with such wonderful and inspiring visionary leaders. It's just an honor. And I've been listening intently and somehow engaging in the comment stream at the same time. And the thoughts that come to me first and foremost is, and I shared it in the comment stream, hold the vision and trust the process. I'm going through a 21-day meditation experience right now, and it speaks of fluid consciousness. And a quote that came to mind as I was preparing and getting my mind primed for today's discussion, the quote that came to me is, next to excellence is appreciation, or true appreciation. And I find that for me and for all of us who choose to be in the present moment and be one with the harmony of the universe, spanning from other human beings with each other to the other beasts of the earth, with the animals and the birds and the trees and plants and everything. Just when you stop to appreciate nature and be still and in that present moment, for me, that is the highest expression of gratitude, and it's the highest expression of ourself. Because yes, there are dark times, and I just shared this morning. There are dark, scary, bumpy roads that we endure as visionary leaders. However, it's through this commune or this connection with our higher selves and our higher power through the universe or nature that we are given the strength to hold the vision. We're given the strength to remain open and not put our expectation on what that vision should or shouldn't be. We just allow it to be. And for me, that's the highest form of excellence and gratitude.
Yay. So a quick station break here. You are watching the Lucid Living Show, and we're joined today with my five fabulous guests for the last 5 weeks. Wayne Meador, Lisa Engles, Ande Lyons, Debra Oakland, Christine L. Bowen, and our fabulous producer, Andy Brine. And we are talking about inspiration, inspiring ourselves and each other and you, and how to live in gratitude. We're going to roll into gratitude here in a second. But before we roll any further, speaking of honoring our friends in Florida, a shout out to Sheila Hensley, Heidi Horland, Kate Bauer, David Wells, aka Griswold Grimm, welcome to the show, Dave Moore, Nicole Levac. Ande Lyons has managed to jump in the comments as well. We are ambidextrous and multifaceted. Let's see, who else do we have here? Scrolling down. Ande, do you have anything to add? And is there a comment that you've chosen that we can share with our audience before we roll any further on?
Yeah, let me bring up a comment by Heidi that was an interesting one. Being comfortable with uncertainty seems to be a natural feminine quality. And I think that's so true, and I believe I'm very much familiar with that myself, so I must have quite a sense of feminine energy myself.
And it's really important. Let me just expand on that a little bit, and Heidi, ping us back with your thoughts. But this is a great example of mindful awareness. Being comfortable with uncertainty is other than action. It's other than doing. It's simply taking in what is active. Most of the time, many of us, whether we're men or women, when we are present to or unconsciously present to conflict or challenge, many times we'll lower our head and just forge forward rather than sitting back, drinking in the moment, and making a choice on an action or to continue to drink rather than reaction. So whether we're men or women, that is a very, very powerful skill and awareness to cultivate. So I love that. Thank you, Andy. Debra, come on in, join in the conversation. What are your feelings and thoughts so far about what we've been sharing and examining today?
Hello, everyone. Thank you, all listeners. And this is so awesome, and I'm so grateful to be part of this panel. Well, when we had our little our meeting together, and we were talking about what we would like to see for ourselves and others, I was thinking about this yesterday. I was just sitting in a meditation, and I thought, how incredible is it that each one of us has a chance to make a positive impact in the world? That's huge. We have something to share that was gifted to us on a soul level, and this is what we spoke about earlier. This special something is unique only to you. It's and in my mind, I don't know if you agree, but I think it's your responsibility, my responsibility, to give loving life to that purpose. And as we proceed with passion and creativity, the clarity of our message comes together to be delivered where it's most needed, and it's needed in the world right now, desperately. This takes courage. This takes gratitude. It takes sitting with your imperfect self, with your perfect self, and saying, I'm going to make sure that my intention is pure, that it's harmless to myself, to others, that it's for the greatest good of all life. And that's where the responsibility comes in, and the gratitude that you're able to share this gift with the world. Your gift matters. You know, we matter. Each one of us matters. And we're all in this together. So it's like, let's make our voices heard, like what's happening here on the Lucid Living Show, and shine our light far and wide. And I say cheers to the courageous gift alive in you, in me. Be grateful for this, embrace it with a loving heart, share it with the world, and just know that you are so important, and your message is so important. And we need to share this with each other as often as we can and get it out there to those who need to hear it.
Well said, Debra Oakland. Holy cow, man. She's bringing the fire. We all are. So here's the reality, to echo what she said, and to lead into a querying question to Andy Lyons, is we're all here because, one, we chose to partner and play with each other. I'm here because I got struck with a bolt of lightning of divine inspiration. I got the green light where a god or goddess said, go, son, start your show. And within 7 days, I had a high agreement with all of these 5 amazing people, and within 7 days, I launched my first show. Now, if I thought about that and I got into the how, I would run and hide under a big rock. So, one, our partnership here is that I enrolled our partners, our friends here on the panel today, to join me in a vision that was so shiny, so much bigger than I or us, first and foremost. And when we say yes to our visions, when we say yes to our heart, when we listen to our heart and to divine guidance and sometimes divine intervention, we can indeed operate from certainty in knowing our vision is not only true and in alignment with our personal purpose, but in the higher purpose of serving others. That is why we are all here today, is to inspire you to stand in your fire, to inspire you to courage, to inspire you to do more than just commit. Commit to having a strategy that you can adjust your trajectory from moment to moment and day to day, and recommit over and over and over until you meet and exceed your expectations, period. So, Andy, what I'd like to do is move this conversation into a space of great importance and intrigue for me and most of us. And Andy Lyons, I'd love for you to speak to what your stretch is today. I'm going to be, just one second.
Yeah.
I'm going to be totally vulnerable. I scared the crap out of myself with this vision, but I never paused long enough to be afraid. I felt my resistance, my bubble of fear come up, and I sat with it. And I love that because that tells me that I'm stretching and I'm on the right track. So, Andy, bring the fire, please, goddess.
Hey, I'm a Leo. I'm all about bringing the fire. No problem. I'm all about the possibilities. So I find that when you allow a vision to unfold, you are deepening your relationship with your beloved self, with the beloveds in your life, with the beloved planet, the community you're with. It's really an opportunity to embrace, to dig deeper into who you are. And yes, partnering is wonderful. If you can do it with someone on a deep soulmate level, that's wonderful. But sometimes it can be a pet that's cheering you on with their love, unconditional love. It can be your children. It can be inspirational folks like we have here today, who I love and adore and appreciate completely. And I think also the biggest challenge that we find in stretching is we can catch ourselves looking for evidence of our fear and not evidence of our vision. So you can easily say, oh, I can't do that because, and you're focusing on a past experience, or you saw someone go through a difficult time, and your fear comes up that that may happen to you. You can't do something, or you don't have what it takes. So when you stretch out of this comfort zone and go into that deeper, more vulnerable place with yourself, you will find that you do have it. You have to really trust and really have faith. And that's a common thread that I learned from watching the video of all of you talking and speaking last week that I was unable to attend, was this common thread of having faith in the vision and understanding that it will unfold as it should. And when you trust life, life trusts you back. And when you remember that life happens for you and not to you, you will wake up every day looking for the evidence of your vision versus the fears. So how I am stretching every day, just waking up and being in my vision. And sometimes that's hanging out in the mystery, and sometimes that's being on purpose and knowing exactly what I'm going to do, which I really love. But some days it's just letting the day unfold and being okay with that. And it can feel sometimes like a disappointment. But for me, the unfolding and the stretching comes from doing things that I may not be comfortable doing. And really, it can be something very simple or something huge, like going live every week on a Google Hangout or speaking in front of people. That's where I stretch every day, is building my confidence and my understanding and creating intimacy with you by looking right in this little camera here and knowing that you're there, whoever you are, that we have a connection. I know you're there, and I know it's reciprocity that we're experiencing right now, and I'm very appreciative of that.
Yay. I couldn't have said it better myself, Andy. And thank you for showing up as a leader and a partner. All of us bring our courage in our own special ways, but I appreciate how positive and sparkly you are. You're bringing the shiny every week to every conversation, including the private ones, and that is, for me, the embodiment of encouragement and inspiration. So thanks for showing up that way.
Thank you.
Wayne, I'm picking on you. I'm choosing you to come up next, and to whatever level you're comfortable or stretching past your resistance, talk about what your stretch is right now. Where are you pasting your ears back and blowing your hair back?
Yeah. My stretch really is with business stuff because I just frankly, I'm not a business guy. I grew up in farm country. I went to nursing school, so I have no experience when it comes to dealing with. I mean, this is just me opening up and talking about what I'm dealing with now, and Andy Brine has been right there beside me. But how do we deal with sponsors, and when do I look at just small business things that most people have to deal with? For me, that is an extreme challenge, but that's part of the how. And my vision is much bigger than that. My vision is to drive community and to drive everybody together in sustainable change. In the world on a planetary scale, on a global scale. So if that's going to happen, yeah, the how is what the tough thing is for me to get through. But I completely agree with the fact that we need to live in that paradox. But one thing that I wanted to go back to, and this is something that Dave Moore mentioned. He says once we decide what our vision is, and we move with intent to achieve it, the how will show itself. I agree with that, but for me, I don't know that I got to choose what my vision was. I think my vision just came to me. I didn't really get to choose it. I made a choice on whether or not I listened, and for me, that is what I continually struggle with each day, whether or not I listen to where the vision's going. So I think that for me is my greatest stretch. It's getting out of the way, and allowing the universe to work through me, or God, or however you want to allocate that.
Yeah,
so
that's such an important message. Thank you, Wayne. What we're talking about here is listening and understanding sometimes that our visions seem like they don't come from ourselves. They come from a higher power, a higher level of intelligence even. And so that's very powerful, a very powerful model and message. Thanks, Wayne, for doing that. Andy, let's jump to comments real quick. Let's remind ourselves that we're in a conversation with many people, not just the few of us here that are in the film strip. Go ahead. Andy, or unmute yourself, brother.
That would be fantastic.
It's live TV on the interwebs, friends. Go ahead, sir.
Excellent. Yeah, a spiritual practice to let the vision unfold. That's the new mantra. And thanks for encouraging pets to be our partners too. Having a dog here with my unconditional love all the time keeps me going. Yes, I am here and I can feel your spirits. Fantastic.
Yay, what else do we have there, Andy?
Let me think about that. Let me have a look at a few more comments.
While you're pulling a comment up, let's just do a quick station ID. We're halfway through the broadcast, friends. Instead of 45 minutes, we may go up to an hour long, and you're watching the Lucid Living Show, where we have conversations with ordinary people achieving the extraordinary. And speaking of extraordinary, we have Wayne Meador, Andy Lyons, Christine L. Bowen, Debra Oakland, Lisa Engles, and our fine, fabulous producer, Andy Brine. Anything else, Andy, as far as a shiny comment?
I mean, there was a comment from Dave Moore that was mentioned earlier by Wayne, and I need to just bring that up again.
All right.
Which is basically, once we decide what our vision is, and we move with intent to achieve it, the how will show itself. The how will take care of itself. The distance between an idea and reality is called action. I thought that was fantastic. So.
Yay. So if I may, this is a great time to say, Dave Moore, thank you, and boom! So that was your Geekoid moment brought to you by your host. And now we're going to jump back into what is my stretch and where am I on my trajectory and vision. Lisa Engles, join in and bring some fire, sister.
Yeah, well, I love everything that's being said so far, and to add to, I feel like what Andy has said and what Wayne has said, well, what everybody, and Debra, I'm taking all these notes here, right? So, I think to go back to what Debra was saying, she said, that your unique gifts in the world are needed. It's our responsibility to bring those into the world, and that they will be to trust and know that they'll be delivered where they're most needed. So the thing that gets crazy for me about that is that I have a vision, and then trusting that it's going to be delivered where it's most needed sometimes doesn't look anything like what I thought it would look like. Sort of like, George, how you just decided spur of the moment, oh my gosh, I need to do this series. Like, it just came to me. Like, did you have that vision for months and months ahead of time? No, it just came to you. So my stretch has been that, of course, I'm a coach. Like, that's what my whole entire career has been about, coaching. And my stretch for me has been about really stepping into my unique self-expression, which I believe is that I connect and communicate and can hold a resonant field for authentic conversation to happen, and through Hangouts. And so part of the stretch for me, and the vision, as Wayne so eloquently put it, is that the vision chooses you. The vision lives through you. It's not like you going out there and finding it. If you are really in that space, you're opening to it, expressing itself through you. And the stretch for me has been really about shifting and realizing, yeah, I'm a coach, but I also am here in a bigger way to serve the awakening of human and social potential and work side by side with visionary leaders. And one of those mediums is through Hangouts. And as part of that, I was led, the vision came through me, okay, I'm going to start this program, Hangout Strategies for Visionary Leaders, and I'm going to start working with other visionary leaders and teaching them how to communicate and connect and create resonant fields for conversation to happen. And that felt really scary to me, because that's so different from the coaching I've done, and yet at the same time, it encompasses all of my coaching skills in it. And I really had an inner conflict with myself of, yeah, but that's not who I am. I'm not a business coach. I don't do Hangouts. That's not what I do. I do transformational coaching, right? I have this whole vision of who I am and what I do. But like you, George, it was like I got a kick in the ass that said, but this is what we need you to do right now. The higher ups were saying, yeah, but follow this, Lisa. So my stretch has been powerfully stepping into working with other visionary leaders and using Hangouts as a platform and teaching them how to use Hangouts to be in service of the awakening of human and social potential. And that has been a scary stretch for me, to trust that that's where I'm supposed to be and what I'm supposed to be doing. But it is what I'm supposed to be doing, because that is what I'm doing. If this isn't what I was supposed to be doing, I would be doing something else, and I just trust that.
So this is so huge, friends, because when I watch Lisa Engles throw down with any of her shows, I'm like, she makes this look good and easy. And in the middle of good and easy, whether it's me or Lisa or anybody on this panel, we are that close to crapping our pants some days, because we're in our stretch, we're in our vision. That's the excitement, So, I mean, worst case, just slap on some Depends and get out there and rock it, because that's why we're here. So let's keep the string here. We're going to mix it up a little bit. Andy, Brine, I'm inviting you to take off your producer's hat and put your visionary hat on, and in your own way, share with us what your vision and your stretch is and what you do to scare yourself just a little.
I think I do what a lot of people do on the panel, which is yeah, step into fear of speaking on stage or delivering hangouts. My vision has been for quite some time now, and like everybody else on the panel, it sort of came to me. It was like, this is what I need to do. This is my purpose, and I need to help move it forward. And my passion has been natural health and well-being. I'd love to help people live a much more natural and healthy life, and to show people how they can do it the natural way. And I'm also very passionate about creating a positive change in the world, and that's why I've been working with Wayne Meador, and it's amazing how we came to working together ourselves, and it was sort of like I listened to Mia Voss's show at the time, and I felt an urge to chat to Wayne, to say, look, I'm really inspired by your mission and what you're doing. Is there any way I can help? And that got me moving forward and looking at a direction of sustainable change and really making a difference in the world. So it's interesting how purpose comes to you in those moments of mindfulness, like you've mentioned. But no, it's fantastic. Thanks for allowing me to join in the conversation today. It's been a pleasure. So.
Well, Andy, we're all in awe of your skill and your commitment to serving all of us. And you do such a fine job producing. And again, I just appreciate your steady hand and your gentle voice. And you are always welcome here in the film strip. And I think you bring great value, just quite simply because, some of us, I know in the past, I had a real attachment to making big moves, and showing off. And that was a reaction to my fear. Rather than sitting with my fear, I would go, well, I'm going to show you. And sometimes I won, and sometimes I got my ass kicked just because I was trying to bust a move. And so for me, I just appreciate the energy you bring, which is solid and heart-centered. So thank you so much for being a partner here on my show and our show together. Debra, Oakland.
Yes.
Share with us where you are on your arc of your vision and what your stretch is. How is the woman who writes and models courage pulling up her courage in a brand new way?
Oh man, well, like all of us, we would have never ended. 5 years ago, you couldn't have told us we'd be where we are now and what we're doing, and the stretch that we had gone through. I've stretched so much, it's a wonder I didn't explode. It's like so many uncomfortable years, just stepping out of the comfortable box that you're in or other people have put you in. And I always say, if people don't let you out of the box they put you in, chew a hole in the corner and crawl out. So I crawled out of that corner and decided to write. Just writing a book and getting it published is a big stretch. It's scary to me, and especially to do it, on my own, to self-publish and to just stretch to do all these things. I would have never thought I would have been on this show. People tell me 2 years ago, a hangout? What's a hangout? Now everybody's on hangouts, and we're communicating and lifting each other up in ways that is stretching all of us. And it's because of this, because of what you're doing, because of what all of you are doing on your shows. You all have shows but me. And you're making a big difference in the world, and you're just sharing how you're stretching. You're making me stretch, and I'm just grateful to be part of this and to have the encouragement and the cheerleaders behind saying, yeah, you could do this, because we all are worthy of what we're doing, but there's times that we don't feel that we have all the tools that we need, and we really do. They're there for us, and people are there to support us all the way through. And if you need help, ask for it. All of you. Each one of you are willing to help anybody that asks for help. So don't be afraid to ask for help, and to stretch as far as you can stretch.
Man, I needed to hear that, and that's what I tell my friends and my client partners. That's the truth. That's the reality here, friends. We're doing this together. Every one of us has expertise. Every one of us has a desire and a fire to serve, to make a difference, to be the change. And we require someone else to hold us accountable, to lift us up, because we are imperfectly perfect as human beings. So thank you so much, Debra. And now, Sister CLB, Christine L. Bowen, join us in Bringing the Fire. Tell us what your stretch is, where you are on your trajectory and your vision arc, and how do you show up as a miracle for someone else?
My stretch is happening right now, in this present moment. It's saying yes to my purpose and believing that I am good enough to sit here with such amazing people, not just on the panel, but also in the audience. For me, that is a tremendous stretch. I stretch myself every day to strive not for perfection, but strive for excellence. Be the best CLB that I can be. Because I believe that when we focus on that, just being the best person that we can be, that is the most impactful and inspiring thing we can do, not just for ourselves, but for the world. I forget who. Everyone said some amazing things, and I'm taking notes too, but I forget who exactly said that. I think it was Debra, that we have a gift within us that we are obligated to share with the world, a special, unique gift that only we can deliver. And by stepping into that, by telling myself every day that I can do it afraid, that's what stretches me. And it not only stretches me, it moves me further and closer to my purpose, to the vision that has been placed within my heart. I have to agree with Wayne. We don't choose our vision. And we spoke about this, George, in our chat last week about visionary leadership. I too believe that the true vision that we have is much, much bigger than us. It's much, much bigger than we can ever comprehend. However, we have this amazing gift that we get to share that vision with the world. And last thing I'm going to touch on that helps me to continue to stretch myself are divine partnerships, divine connections. My good friend Roy Montero, who's in the audience, mentioned divine connections, and partnership softens the blow, if you will, of the kick in the ass that you get from darkness. Darkness is always there. It's the opposite of light. So as you said, Geo Boom, put our depends on. I love that. Put our depends on and just keep it moving. Because when we join hands, it's not so scary in the dark. And quite frankly, you don't even realize it's dark. It becomes fun when you join hands. You start a campfire, roast marshmallows, whatever, but you're doing it together. And that collective power, it doesn't even feel like stretching to me anymore. So right now, at the beginning, prior to going live, I was scared stiff. But now that we're in it together and we're joining hands in our hearts, I feel at ease. So right now I'm stretching, but it feels so good.
Wow, man. Thank you, Christine L. Bowen. I love every one of you. You guys are super shiny. You show up in my life as a model and an inspiration. And we're coming close to the final segment of the show, Your Moments in Mindfulness. Christine, thank you for talking about being in our yes. I'm going to share something with you all and our audience, and then I'm going to invite each of you to deliver a simple, elegant, and succinct invitation to inspiration and action. Then we're going to jump into your moments in mindfulness. This is so near and dear to my heart, and part of the reason we are here today is to call out the best in us, to call out our vision, our heart, our fire, and our faith. And we're doing it every day, and we're wearing depends while we are. That's the truth. If we're not out there pushing the limits of what we're willing to conceive and receive, then we're backing up or backing out. So this is my invitation to all of you, my 5 fabulous friends, and to you who are watching live and those that will be joining us in replay. And this is the most important piece. This is my stretch. This is my standing with and sitting with my fear and my resistance and loving it every moment. And it's called yes. When God says yes to your heart, yes to your hunger, are you prepared to receive? Are you willing to exchange and surrender that which you thought was empty for your fulfillment, for your feast, for your beloved? Would you question the taste of honey or doubt the sweetness of water satisfying your thirst? You are called to now, called to trust your senses and listen to your heart, to your beloved. As together they whisper victory again and again in a single word, yes. We're here to bring the fire, and we have done it. It has been brought. So now, as your final invitation to inspiration, action, and gratitude, let's start out with Wayne Meador. And bring the fire, Wayne.
Sure. As we've been talking, a couple of things that have come across my mind is the fact that if I could try to let you visualize how my vision feels to me. My vision feels like a weight on my shoulders. It feels like something that it's impossible to remove the vision off of my shoulders. And my stretch is to achieve that vision, is to gain greater, to achieve that. But my stretch today, just like Christine mentioned, was to be a part of this show. My stretch tomorrow is to do a live show with Ande on Hangouts. It's something that we've never done before, so that's a stretch. And my stretch next week is to pull off something with our show on A World for Change TV that's never been done before. My stretch changes every single minute of every day. And if I was to look at each one of those stretches individually, they would look impossible. But if I look at the overall vision, the stretches are just little stepping stones. So my call to everyone in the audience is to focus on the big vision, and all those little stretches just will fall into place.
Man, thank you, Wayne. I appreciate it. You are part of the inspiration for me for diving in and having my own show and blowing my hair back. So, Lisa Engles, what's your invitation and call to inspiration and gratitude, my friend?
So I'll add on to Wayne. I'll make this as an add-on to Wayne's stretch around the vision, is that as you're in that place that Wayne just talked about, I invite you to see the paradox of stepping and stretching into the vision. See the paradox and know that that's part of the journey, and navigate your way through the paradox, knowing that that's just part of the journey. So my call to action is to be in the paradox and enjoy it.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Ande Lyons, bring the sparkle, the fire, and the goddess energy.
Here you go. I invite everyone to be bold and know that mighty forces will come to your aid. I'm on my 5th business. I didn't have a clue when I was called to the other 4 businesses. Clueless. Food manufacturing, never. .com, .what? Bring back desire. Are you crazy? I mean, these are the conversations I had when these businesses came to me. You know, they couldn't be something simple in tradition. and traditional. They never are. And now with possibility partners, I just spent 4 months going, okay, all right, letting it unfold in front of everybody. I have a big online presence. It's okay. You don't have to figure it out. To the point where when I work with an entrepreneur, I have no idea until the conversation starts how I'm going to be serving them. I don't. I just know that I have the answers within me, and if I don't, I'll find somebody who does. And that's taking a big leap in faith and in my own trusting my own unique gifts. And I also encourage everybody, the Big Leap Here by Gay Hendricks, wonderful book for helping you take those chances and risks that will bring you such deep fulfillment and a deeper relationship with yourself. Thank you so much, George, for having me here.
Oh my goddess, thank you, Ande Lyons, for bringing the All right, are we back on the air? Welcome to Google Plus, everybody.
Hey, those are some mighty forces that just came in.
Bring the fire or what?
Yeah. All right, so we're still live, friends. We tapped out for a few moments, but that's the power of our combined partnership and vision, that the voltage, the lightning bolt is so powerful that even the almighty Google Plus cannot handle our voltage right now. That's what I call boom, bada bing, boom, baby. So let's pick up where we left off. And Debra Oakland, thank you for being with us today. And please, if you would, bring us your call to inspiration, action, and gratitude, my friend.
Oh, thank you. My call, well, ditto, Wayne, Lisa, and Ande. Beautiful. I think my call to action would be when you say yes to life, life says yes to you. Trust that one thing that you're here to do, that beautiful purpose that you came here, that you can deliver with such passion, it is what you're here to do. And it may not just be one thing. It could be a series of things. But there's one thing you came here to do that nobody else can do. Say yes to that, embrace it, and allow it to feel you, to come in through and out from you, and trust that it's here to support you in every way, and listen. Look for the clues because they're everywhere around you. Just pay attention. Paying attention is one of the most important things we can do, and be grateful for all that's here and all that's yet to come, because when you're here, when you're grateful for what you already have and for what's already here, more will be delivered. And just say yes to life. It's all waiting, saying yes to you, just waiting for you to wake up and open the floodgates. So open the floodgates. Step out of discomfort. You know, if you're going to grow, you're always going to be uncomfortable on some level. So get used to it. Man up, girls. Boys.
Get off the bench and step into the game, people.
Yep.
All right, Christine L. Bowen, Sister Star, bring the fire. What is your inspiration, your call to inspiration, action, and gratitude, my friend?
Well, first, I just want to thank you, GeoBoom, for saying yes to your vision, for doing it afraid, and for allowing me to share in and partake in your journey and your experience. Thank you so much. What can I say that hasn't already been said by these amazing, amazing people that I'm sharing the panel with today? I'm so inspired. And what's in my heart to share is, it stems from my message. I'm going to encourage everyone to tap in to your creativity. Tap into your creative mindset. Creativity is something that is in all of us. We were designed this way. We were designed to co-create. We just express it differently. So give yourself permission to be creative. break the rules, challenge the status quo, and be the unique individual that you were designed to be. It's in there.
Man, I am so blessed. We are so blessed today and every day to be playing on the same playground with these beautiful, amazing, scared shitless friends. So thank you for staying with us. We are going over, not only can Google not contain our energy, but a 1 hour cannot contain our message. So I am honored and privileged to have played with all 5 of you, to play with you in the audience, you who will join us in the replay. Stick around because our final segment is Your Moments in Mindfulness. This has been the Lucid Living Show. I'm your host, George E. Green, and we've been sharing and playing and talking with Wayne Meador, Ande Lyons, Lisa Engles, Christine L. Bowen, and Debra Oakland. So, and we've lost Chris or Lisa Engles, but she's there in spirit, we know. So now it's time for your moments in mindfulness. And if I may, with permission from all 5 of you, I would love to serve as our proxy, because as much as this is my authorship and my invitation, it is ours. So we're here in divine partnership playing on our new playground. Every great leader, champion, artist, maestro, or master has and shares one very potent, profoundly powerful thing in common with you. They all began their own unique dream, their spark and envisioned outcome, just like you. That's where their and your road to adventure always begins. An athlete's love of mastery, achievement, and excellence drives them to see their perfection first in their mind's eye, feeling their heart's spark of desire already fulfilled even while they are poised and ready for their next climb. These are the master's dreamers, secrets of singular focus, clarity of vision, certainty, and authentic commitment. An artist looks at their empty canvas, dreams, and sees their next creation come alive before the first stroke of their brush. The musical maestro may very well hear their next masterpiece flowing from the deep well of their heart's expression before a single note is ever played. These are the secrets of your own inner master dreamer's awakened imagination, your future vision, and your desire and ability to bring your future vision and dream into the now. Those same qualities of personal mastery, of imagination, excellence, achievement, and success are universal human qualities, qualities that you yourself possess even now, awaiting your reawakened focus, attention, and mindful cultivation. It's time now for you to claim and cultivate your own inner zone of excellence and fulfillment. If you are waiting for something or someone else other than yourself, you're either backing up or backing out on your own visions and dreams. This is your time now to take action. This is your time to play all in. After his capture in northern Africa and during his internment in prisoner of war camps, William Hutchinson Murray chose the most unlikely of visions to commit to. He wrote a book titled Mountaineering in Scotland, written on the only thing available to him, rough toilet paper. His manuscript was eventually discovered and destroyed by the Germans, much to the amazement of his fellow prisoners, and despite his weakened condition, as well as the ongoing risk of discovery and again loss, Murray chose to begin writing again, this time successfully. His rewritten book was finally published after the war in 1947. in spite of great risk of falling, of failure, and yes, even death. These are William Hutchinson Murray's words of certainty, inspiration, and encouragement, and they echo our own sentiments and feelings and encouragements to you. Until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back, always ineffectiveness. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is, there is one elemental truth, that ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans. That the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur to help one that would never otherwise have occurred. A whole stream of events issues from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents and meetings and material assistance which no man could have dreamed would have come his or her way. Whatever you can do, or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin it now. We, my dear friends, and I leave you with our final invitation to inspiration and to gratitude. Take heart, friends. If you have ever had even the most simple and humblest dream, regardless of your past and your stories until this day, your original spark of idea and inspiration still exists. Your dream still burns and smolders, awaiting your heart's attention and care. It has been my and our distinct pleasure to partner and play with you all here on our new playground. The Lucid Living Show will be back on the air beginning Tuesday, December 2nd for our new 4-week series, No Ordinary Moments. I am your friend and your host, George E. Green, and this is your Lucid Living Show. We'll see you next time.